Roblox is changing. Whether that's for better or worse, I'll let you guys decide, but we need to change with it. Or forever be stuck in the past and never become successful. All right, what am I talking about? Well, for a little bit there, on Roblox, even simulators started becoming very cool, high-quality games. Every asset is textured, particles, sound effects, and everything like that. Now, we're going back to classic. However, it's not just classic, it's like classic Roblox with new Roblox twists, which I think is why it's sort of reinventing itself. We have Grow a Garden. Everybody by now knows what that is. Now we have Steal a game, which like for example, Steal a Brain Rot. If we go into it, this game has 400,000 active players, and the whole Steal a Blank is the new current trend. And there's one thing all of these games have in common. Also, does anyone know how to disable this so it doesn't show up every single time I go into a game? Thanks. Anyways, all of these games have one or two things in common. Number one, classic Roblox build style, studs. I've always hated this style. I feel like we degressed a little bit, but the new way that it's happening is pretty dang cool. And I'm talking about, yes, the build doesn't look great, but it's like the icing on the stale cake. The stale cake is the build itself, but the icing is all of the custom animations and all of the newer stuff that Roblox has. Whether that's gradient UIs, really it's the custom animations, the big one in this game. So all of the new trendy games that are doing well have a very basic gameplay loop and the old school studs style. Anyways, if I get to the point of this video, today we're making a studs themed asset pack so I can just build in this style quite easily. Whether that's for challenge videos, like I made a classic Roblox game in an hour, or whether I want to make my own one of these games. Today, we're building a studs asset pack that will have everything we need in the studs style. And there's no better place to build it than in RoBuilder's asset place. Check this out. I'm gonna have low poly assets, stylized, studs, UI elements, and realistic. All kinds of stuff that I'll just be able to kind of take from and use whenever. Our asset pack today is gonna consist of trees, rocks, mushrooms, a fireplace, a like board, a terrain thing, barrels, portal, fence, crate. There's a bunch of stuff. We better actually just get started. So first things first, part 1,1,1, and we're going to use a plugin called Resurface, and we are going to set that to studs. Perfect. First thing we're going to make is the fireplace. So I'll scale this out a little bit. I think we'll do 2 studs. And I feel like the hardest part with studs is 2 is too big for what I want to make, but 1 isn't big enough. So we're going to try it. Duplicate, rotate, then we'll grab both of these, duplicate, and rotate them to about here. Now I think I could take those and I'm just going to move them down a little bit each. And this one, just to get rid of the Z fighting. There we go. Group that together, fireplace. Perfect. And now I'm going to use another plugin that is classic Roblox colors. So check this out. Classic colors. I will click all of these parts in here and we're going to pick one of the browns. I don't know if I'm going to keep using the classic colors or not, but I think it will be pretty fitting to this video. I like this brown. And then if I go into my VFX place, I have a fire particle that I will also use. We're going to copy that, toss an attachment into this part, and paste our fire particle into that attachment. Now we just have to edit its size to be a bit better. All right, I think something like that will work for me. And then I'm gonna take 2 of these and move them to a little bit lighter of a color. So let's go to our 64, and that's disgustingly ugly. That's also pretty bad, pretty rough. This is a very limited palette. This one isn't horrible. I might have to go off of that palette just a little bit to make those a little bit nicer. Also, I don't think these are rotated correctly. I think they need to go a hair more. There we go. Fireplace is done enough. I'm not the greatest with particles, so I may have to figure that out a little bit better later, but for now, we are good. Let's move that to our studs pack. Now, let's do a mushroom. We will do 1 by 1. I wish I could just keep this open. Can I dock this? Yo, nice. I want a nice tan, something like that. Let's go 3 studs. Let's make it a red. That is a very bright red. Do we have a little bit better, I think. Then we're just gonna move out, down, and out. Maybe make that a little bit smaller. And we'll add one in the back too. Maybe a little bit bigger. There we go. And I kind of want to try to add the little white dots on it. I don't know how that's going to work just yet. Let's go one stud and then just flatten it. I mean, it does work. It's not the greatest, but I think it gets the point across. And there we have a little mushroom, or a big mushroom. All right, up next, let's knock out some real easy stuff, guys. We're going to make some rocks. And I think, obviously gray. Let's go maybe a little bit darker, I think. Something like this. And I'm gonna go like 3 tall, and then just kind of move some of this around. Maybe we'll go back here, and then one out this way, and down again. Something like this, and then to add a little bit of shape on the sides, we'll bring that back. And I wanna bring this back, but since we're building in one stud, we kind of gotta make a little bit of sacrifices. But there's one rock. Group those together, and now I'm gonna actually duplicate the rock and just remove the lower one out of it and change the color to a green. Let's go this one for now, and that will be our bush. The next thing is also going to be super easy. Let's copy and paste this one more time. Make it 1 by 1. We will go up 2, and then let's go up like 3 from there and out a little bit. Something like this. G, make this brown, and now we have a sign. We'll add some UI elements to that later, I'm sure. Now we need a fence, which is pretty much the same as the sign, a very easy item to make. The stud style is very easy. I think we're gonna go 2 by 2, duplicate that over, and then we're gonna go back to 1, maybe 1 by 2, and put it in the middle. That might be a little bit too chunky for my liking. Honestly, the 2 by 2 stud thing is a bit much. If we go back to 1, yeah, I think something like that is quite a bit better. There we go. I do think it would be nice to have another variant of the fence. So maybe I'm gonna go half and half, duplicate this, come in just a little bit, then up, and make these a bit lighter of a brown. That might be too light, but for now it'll be okay. Just so we have 2 types of fences. Now I want to make a little barrel because those are always nice to have. Let's go down a little bit, maybe 3 by 3. Duplicate that. No shot we're going to be able to go all the way out here. I'm going to switch to 0.5, bring this out. Bring this out. Still seems a little hardcore. Let's go 0.25. And this is where the stud style is starting to look a little whack because they no longer perfectly line up. However, I'm gonna put that in the middle and another one in the middle down here. And now we have a barrel. Bro, this asset pack is already starting to look pretty dang nice. Ooh, portal time, guys. Yes, you heard me right. We gotta make a portal. I want to go 2 studs by 2 studs, I think. Something like this. Pretty tall. Duplicate one over here. Let's put one on top. I think I'm going to do 3 studs on the top. Let's overhang that by 1 and then bring both sides out. And I have this, which I'm going to use, guys. Hear me out. It's going to be sick. Okay, we'll have to resize a little bit so it fits right. And this is the part where Roblox starts to look a lot cooler, or at the very least, this stud's style. So I need a little more detail on this. This is criminal. There we go. That looks a little bit better. So what I really like about the stud style is when you add the new Roblox elements into it. Look at this portal, heavily inspired by the Hunt Roblox event, but I think it would be really cool to change that bike life logo into the map you're getting teleported to, so players can see what the next map looks like before going in there, and then they just walk through. Boom, it'll teleport them to the next map. I think this thing is sick. The next thing I wanted to make was some sort of a street light. Why? I'm not sure. Will I use it much? Probably not, but I do think it will be cool to have. So let's make this a darker gray, maybe a little bit darker than that even. The bottom we will do 2 by 2, and then we will do a 1 by 1 going up, but we're gonna put it in the center. Oh yeah, this is where it starts to get a little weird with studs, right? Because they don't want you to kind of turn stuff. Now I'm new to this style overall, so I have a lot to learn, like the do's and the don'ts of it, but I think we're gonna be a-okay. So 0.25 on that side, 0.25 on that side, bring this down, and that looks decent. Am I allowed to use neon? Probably a bit frowned upon. Let's just make this like really white for now, and maybe later we will switch it. Now I want to make some sort of a sign for liking the game. I think those are super important, especially in how Roblox is being marketed today and how your games are doing. I'm sure likes help with algorithm. Even if it's as simple as advertising your game, if the game doesn't have good like to dislike ratio, it's probably not gonna do too hot. So let's figure this out. Maybe, let me switch back to one stud. Let's do a base of 2, and then we'll do 1 by 1 and center those. Something like this. And let's just make this bigger. I want to make this in a way where it could be a stone board or a wooden board, just because, you know, then I can use it in more instances. Let's get that moved over. We were almost dead on. There we go. We were 1 stud off. Now I'll duplicate this, drag it down, make sure we're not overlapping, and go to a lighter shade of brown. Ooh, this shade actually works quite a bit better than that one. This one's ugly. Nice. Now I just need a like UI on that, which I could take from over here. And once again, combining that old style with the newer stuff is what makes this look so good. Let's copy and paste onto here and hope it just works. All right, I'll have to adjust it a little bit, but we could do that here in a moment, and I could delete that one. Check this out. It's looking great. What else do we need? Trees. All right, Robo got that fixed up for me real quick because, you know, I'm a little clueless. And then we got this sign as well. It just says your base, but we can make that say whatever we want. Robo said I need to make studs water. So, I mean, did they use studs for water back in the day? I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna make a blue part. We'll go somewhere around here, and yeah, that's fine. I feel like they used inlet. Or what was the other one? Hold on, let me check my plugin. Glue. I feel like glue was water. Or weld? I'm not sure, man. Glue and weld look very identical. We're gonna go to this one. Yeah, that's gonna be our water. And I most certainly need trees, guys. How could we go this far without making a tree? I think we're gonna go 2 by 2 for the trunk. Bring this up quite a bit. And I think we're gonna just scale up our bush, put it on the top of the trunk, and then make them a little more squared out instead of rectangular. We can have one there, maybe one over here. Ooh, maybe on the top a little bit, and in the middle, I think. And I feel like it needs to come in a hair too. It just seems a little too rectangular. All right, there's one type of tree. I'm not sure. I'm not sure the best way to make these actually, but it's not horrible. I'm going to duplicate it, and I have an idea here. Let's go 10, 10, 10, and let's just scale these in on both sides and then out a little. Yeah, that kind of works. And that's just one other variation of a tree. I think this is pretty much all we need for an asset pack. It looks decent. I can't lie. I really like the portal, really like the sign, just those newer elements. Heck, I'm gonna add some particles and stuff to this light so it even has a bit more of those newer elements, because mixing the two is really what brings this style to life, I feel like. Guys, this asset pack is looking pretty good. I think I want to make one more bush variant that has like berries on it, similar to how we did the mushroom. So I'm actually just gonna copy and paste one of those, and we can kind of put these on here to help. Let's do purple. We haven't used that yet, but this will help add some color and some more detail into this pretty under-detailed style. Let's throw one more on the top just for good measure, and I should probably name those as well. Let's call this berry bush, and the parts these I'm gonna name color, so it's very easy to change those later. I think that is good for our studs asset pack. If you guys are excited to see me build a map with this pack, let me know in the comments down below, and I will get one done ASAP. I actually had a lot of fun. I didn't think I would overly love the stud style, especially building in it since I never have, but I stand corrected. It was actually pretty fun. How would you do tree roots? Do they kind of go out like this? It seems a little strange. And then maybe like down some? I don't think that looks too bad. I'm gonna do the same. I'm just gonna kind of copy these roots and put them on the other tree as well. And there we go. We have our studs asset pack. Guys, I'm super geeked with how this turned out, and I can't wait to build a full map with it. If you guys did enjoy, and if you learned anything from this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Later.